Hi guys, this is Personal Shaman Podcast, and I'm your host, Polly Behringer. Specialized in holistic modalities, alternative methods to help you heal and release trauma. I'm sitting at my desk and can hear the wind. It's moving the pages of my book. I keep going to different places to find a location where I would be much more productive. I am a person who needs elements that help me recharge myself. I can feel my body healing by sitting where I'm sitting and the air coming through and feeling the breeze, seeing the butterfly move around. It's like flying right around my tree, a little white one. I could feel like the weeds growing out in my yard and the branches of my trees, the leaves starting to bloom. Like you begin to feel all of this. Like there's healing in this. I wanted to begin sharing some of these moments of pure bliss that I experience. We were conditioned to believe that the corporate world is where you needed to be indoors. Looking back at my life working in office spaces and fluorescent lighting, I had this longing and this call to be outside. A lot of people really craved being indoors, watching movies or the television, and I just longed to be outside, just sitting in the elements. I felt very much grounded. I didn't even know what that meant. I felt healed. I felt connected. And I didn't even know how to explain that to other people. There was one time I took my chair and moved it down away from my house. And it was near this creek that was running through it. I was living a really unhealthy life. Wasn't drinking or doing drugs, but I was in an extremely abusive relationship. And so I remember taking this lawn chair out at the corner of my yard and sitting there, and I could feel my body separating. It was like the most surreal experience ever. It felt like my body was separating into nothingness. Like the space between the layers of my body was separating. I felt like sand, like when you blow sand and it just kind of flies everywhere. I felt my body separating into nothingness, but being a part of everything. I really didn't know what was happening to me. I remember at the time I was with a person, him and my daughter said, well, we couldn't find you. Where were you? So I was in the backyard sitting in the chair. They're like, we went out there. You weren't out there. I was like, no, I was sitting in the chair by the creek. And they're like, no, we saw the chair, you weren't there. And, I thought, well, maybe I wasn't really there. But now that I think about it, I wasn't there. I was into that space of nothingness. I was in that space of where my body was disconnecting and I was becoming one with everything. I grew up in a home where I wasn't looking for love. We were kind of trained to believe what love is based on our experiences, our perceptions of what people tell us and what we've seen, what we're conditioned to believe. My mind and my body, my spirit was in so much turmoil. I was in such an abusive relationship, but I was like, this is what love is. This is what family is. Somewhere in me, it felt like it wasn't. Like, this isn't right. And that's just talking about like coming from a really unhealthy perspective. When you look at life, there's a lot of times when we're like, we can't put our finger on it, but it doesn't feel right? Like it doesn't. Something about this experience, even if it's an extremely healthy, productive experience for other people. There's no bodily harm that's happening to you. Something doesn't feel right because we're off path. But I didn't know that then. And for me to even try to explain these feelings could get you institutionalized, could get you the loss of your children. There's a lot of things that come with going against the natural, or let me take that back, going against the flow of the society or community or tribe that you live in. Becoming an outlier is a dangerous thing for yourself and for that group that you're a part of. You're causing a major disruption in the group where they have a system in place that works for that group. So you're that disruption, and that's dangerous. And the danger for you is that you are now in this place of being outcast. When you think about way back, we're living in tribes, hunting and gathering and watching over our people, making sure like wildlife isn't trying to come and eat us. You needed a tribe. There was safety in numbers. I know that we're genetically encoded to try to stay within a tribe or a society, to stay alive. But when we are encoded in that way, we are also encoded to become less of a risk taker. Unless you're a part of a tribe that says, I'm going to take some risks today. I'm going to see what my horizons are. I'm not going to be defined by this box that I'm supposed to stay in because something doesn't feel right. I get emotional talking about it. Emotion is energy emotion, right? You can feel the wind is picking up and the breeze is coming through. I've opened my front window, and if you could see it, you'd be like, wow, this feels so good. I know that we all have the ability to shift and change the weather around us, just our energetic vibration alone. I'm excited to keep sharing this information. I'm excited that you're here. I'm going to share more about myself and my journey through this process. I'm just so grateful that you're here to share this with you. So we're going to begin this journey together.